No, I can't show you no love, baby. Yeah, I am a boss in the cut, mayday. Bubbles and these models, it's popping, I tip her. I skip her, I give her the. Girl, you on my line right now. Yeah, I can see the signs right now. Feeling like a boss right now. Feeling like a boss right now. And you just took a loss right now. Dripping in the sauce right now. Get a sprinkle of my style.
All right, Coach, we are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we punch the second of 2 tickets to the AFC title game, and we've got a great one in store between the Baltimore Ravens and the New York Jets. For a berth in the AFC Championship game, off we go in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Throwing now, Jackson on first down. Dancing to his left, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Avery Williamson coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8. Now here's a timeout defensively. Defensive timeout called by the Jets. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. From the gun, it's Jackson. Steps away to his left. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Black. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Jet touchdown. Well, it was 3rd down. Defensively, they were just hoping to make a play and get off the field, get their offense on. Instead, they did one better. Pick it off, take it into the end zone.
Well, they did what you said. They got off the field.
They're going to have to come right back on.
They're going to come right back on, but happily, right? They put the ball in the end zone. That's the way you start a game. That's the way you set the tone.
You always worry about the plant foot in the snow, but no problems there. And it's now a 7-0 game. This is taken at his 4. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Back to the air, Jackson following the pick 6. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, 2nd down. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Jackson now on 2nd and 10. To Mixon on the check down. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys in plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. It's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Now a play fake here on first down. Flush to his right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Andre Howell. And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line. Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 at their own 23. A handoff to Spiller to begin the drive. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. On 2nd down, Darnold toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, there in coverage.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. They go play action here on 1st down. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Now Taylor to throw on 2nd down. He almost had it. The big D lineman nearly had an interception. Instead, it falls down incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, as it turned out. Couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
So it's 3rd and long, and defensively, not a real surprise. They're in the dime. From the shotgun, it's Taylor. He's going to sling this deep downfield. He's got a man, complete. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Well, last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both know there isn't a quarterback in this league that's any good that doesn't throw an interception occasionally, and they usually bounce back in a big way. I've seen guys throw 5.
And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. A great effort there, taking it in. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game. Tucker with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Jets offense now works their way back onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. On 1st and 10, Darnold, and he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 23, and down inside the red zone at the 19-yard line. How about the big boys snagging one? You don't see that every week.
No, you don't, but a lot of them are just reliving their old dreams, going back to when they were in youth football and in high school. They didn't always play defensive line. Some of them actually handled the football, and you can see the flashback when he grabbed that one.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off down near the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, they thought they were going to break the tie. The defense had other plans. They were already in field goal range. But boom, an interception.
I don't know if this was a case of being a little bit too greedy with the opportunity to put points on the board, but give credit to the guys on the defensive side. Hung in there, battled, and made a key play.
And he'll take this one up to about the 13. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
And that run there does nothing but juice up the guys who are moving the football. I mean, if you're an offensive lineman, people running it, actually the guy calling plays, you're almost jumping up and down in jubilation, aren't you?
Yeah, now you've got options on 2nd down.
And big-time options. You might want to think about play action and try and get something cheap right here over the top.
Detroit! Detroit!
On 1st down, it's Darnold. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Well, that's good for a 1st down. There's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of the playoffs. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. And they'll run it here. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice gain.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man.
Gone!
Here's Darnold now on 2nd down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards on the play. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. So add that tackle for a loss to the 2 that he had a week ago.
And you know what he's doing right now?
Smiling?
Yeah, definitely doing that. But he's also patting his guys on the back, his defensive front, because they're keeping him clean, meaning no one's getting to him as a blocker. He's able to run to the football, and the plays he's making, he's spilling them in the offensive backfield.
With Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin with you. It's the Jets in possession as we begin quarter number 2 here. But they face a 2nd and long to start things out. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Gun! 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 Gun!
Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
After the interception, here's Taylor. Flushed out right. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you.
Slow!
Taylor running the option left. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore 1st down.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it. But it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
Taylor will throw. And that is incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Slow!
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go.
Slow!
From the gun, it's Taylor. Dumps it off to Mixon. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the 1st. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket, that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. Just they move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary. And I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Here's the first carry for Bo Scarborough. And down inside the 35, he goes to the 32-yard line. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on 2nd down.
Slow.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll go down at the 28. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front, because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
Now Taylor on first down. Eluding the pressure right. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
Slow.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. On the stop there defensively, Marcus May with a tackle.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
The Ravens on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Out of the gun, it's Taylor. Flush to his right. Throw left side complete. That's Black. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. They get only 4 that time, as that leads us to a 4th down. To play in a tightly contested first half. Back with more AFC playoff action after this timeout. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
And New York set to take the field. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Can he put it aside? Let's find out. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's 2nd down.
Nice job there defensively. A great time to dial up a blitz.
And give him credit under center instead of throwing it away. Actually, a pretty good job of getting past the line of scrimmage, not losing yardage. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. And Darnold just beating the play clock. Dumps it off for Spiller. It's a gain of 5. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way. And really, we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
Watch
3rd and 2, Darnold. And that is incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
Here's the Jets punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. This is fielded at the 7. Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense.
Yep.
Run what
Put
you
your
do
foot on
best.
the gas.
Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Here's Taylor to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. A gain of 32 that time.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They'll throw on 1st down with Taylor. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Black. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs as we just...
Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews, 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Ravens will add on to their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here of the 2nd quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the 2nd half.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And New York set to take the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you've got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. Now it's Darnold escaping the pressure right. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. The Jets on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion.
Right,
this
now,
is 3rd and 7.
Lucky 56.
Here's Darnold. And just as you called it after the earlier sack, they set up the screen. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Black 99 Philly, here we go.
Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. So it's on to halftime in this AFC divisional round matchup as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Win or go home, that's the name of the game, and we're back underway with the second half of this AFC divisional round. This will be fielded at the 8. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. Here's the Jet offense now. They head out to take over. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. And they're going to have this in a great spot way down in Baltimore territory. Big yardage that time for the Jets. 47 yards on the ground. So now following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And now running right through it. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and goal.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll run here with Bernard. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Giovanni Bernard taking it in. And the Jets are able to make this a close game again. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
On 1st down, it's Taylor. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 38. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
Well, so much of playing quarterback in the snow comes down to trying not to do too much. You've got to just keep telling yourself, throws downfield we've run every day in practice all year. But guess what? They suddenly become more difficult. And this one gets away from him and winds up an interception.
And a Spiller. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. A shotgun snap for Darnold, and he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his 2nd of the game. Instead, 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Now, there is nothing easy about being a kicker on a day like this.
Yeah, I tell you, not only is the footing tough in the snow, but kicking that ball is like kicking a rock. Very difficult to get any sort of feel on your kicks.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. Defensively, Sam Hubbard, the former Buckeye, there to stop him.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Z. Slow. Z.
On second down, Taylor. His throw incomplete.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
The Ravens on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Taylor now operating from the gun. Flushed out right. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for a first down as well.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Hey, we got 4. We got 4 down. Slow. Z.
They go play action now. Taylor. Now he steps away. Uncorks one for Davis. That's caught inside the 20. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews, a beast in the red zone with his second touchdown of the game. And the Ravens will extend their lead. Tucker with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. This one taken just inside the 10. Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at him turn.
And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. So out now come the Jets. And they have to feel like they missed on an opportunity for points last time when they couldn't connect on that short field goal try.
And no doubt about it, because they were counting on those points. In today's NFL, let's face it, that's really a chip shot, right?
It's anything inside 40.
Yeah, they're counting on that going through the post. But we've seen it happen to teams before. Some of the best kickers in the world can miss kicks like that. Can they come back now and redeem themselves?
Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 at the 34. Darnold. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Back to the air, Darnold on second down. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, third and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way, and what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
Third and long, it's Darnold. And the pressure gets to him again.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Taken in at the 22. So possession goes over here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And the Ravens taking the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try to get the run game going. This is Mixon. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Slow. Z.
They go play action with Taylor. To Mixon on the check down. And he'll get it out to midfield. They'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that'll make it 3rd down.
Z.
From midfield now, here's Taylor. And this is going to be incomplete.
I wouldn't be shocked at all right now if there's a look of surprise on the big fella's face because he had the route that he wanted, running the corner, and usually he's able to use his body and catch the football, but a really nice play by the defenders, able to knock it away.
The Ravens send their punter out now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. The Jets offensive unit ready to get going here. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Throw right side, going to be caught by Seals Jones. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. And that one results in 35 yards. They've been struggling in the passing game. Do you like the aggressiveness there? I mean, it worked on that play, but do you like it?
I do, because a lot of the time you're struggling because your passing lanes are clogged. That usually happens when you're throwing the ball underneath. People start to press up on you. Push them deep. Find some space and open things up again. Being aggressive there, I think, will pay off for them.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. To throw on 2nd down is Darnold. He'll find Thielen work in the middle. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a first down.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage, as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage, because man coverage, they're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Space to run past the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. A great play there. 32 yards. And the Jets have made this a one-score game.
Apparently the week off hasn't hurt him one bit. 1,000-yard rush in the regular season. Got his first touchdown here in the playoffs. Perhaps the week off energized him.
A great article in the paper this morning basically saying that they would not have won the division without him. And he's not their only piece, but I think that's a fair statement.
It's easy to say it this way. He's their main cog.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Ravens offense now, they get set to head back on the field. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
They really love to get him into one-on-one opportunities, and this is one way. Work him out of the slot and create a mismatch. Who's going to cover him? Corner, safety, linebacker? He's got a way to beat all of those positions.
Back now here on EA Sports. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. The Raven passing game getting in sync, another first down. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Second and 10, it's Taylor again. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. In the pocket, chucked it away, flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are on the field, have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done.
3rd and long, it's Taylor. Eluding the pressure right. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 12 yards is the pickup there. And that'll bring up 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
So it's an empty possession, and as a kicker, not the way you want to start your day's work.
And now each team's missed a field goal here so far, Brandon, so apparently neither guy is immune.
Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. The drive starts with a give to Spiller. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and that'll make it 2nd and 12. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Gun! 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 Gun!
Here's Darnold now on 2nd down. Flush to his right. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. This is caught inside the 15. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Giovanni Bernard. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Jets have taken the lead here in the fourth quarter. Lambeau to add on the extra point. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And that will make this a 4-point game. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. This is taken at the 3. And what a return. Great field position all the way out to the 48-yard line.
And when you're facing a deficit on the scoreboard, you're just looking for something to get you right back into the game, and that's the spark that they were looking for. They got it with that big return.
Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10.
Slow.
From the shotgun, it's Taylor. Escaping the press. Taylor hit. He lost the football. And the Jets have recovered.
I don't care what the scoreboard says, partner. You know who's winning this game right now?
Mother Nature?
Yes, indeed. Precipitation's winning in a big way. Sloppy. All these turnovers right now.
Yeah, well, this was the forecast. We got what was forecasted, and we've gotten a lot of turnovers. Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 at their own 44. They run with Spiller. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
On 2nd down, Darnold flushed out right. Underneath, this is Bernard. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. A gain of 4 on the play, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
Now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Darnold from the gun. Being chased out left. And he finds Stills, complete. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for a 1st down as well. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Now as we look down, it appears we've got a Jet shaken up on the play. We'll check on his status when we get back. And they'll go on the ground. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on 2nd down. Here's Darnold. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Now Darnold. Throwing for his running back, and he's got it complete. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. And on the ground they go with the running back. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. And now the Ravens are going to take another timeout. That's going to be their second. They'll be left with one more plus the 2-minute warning. And we'll be back. He'll get it up the middle. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this fourth quarter. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. They'll run it here with Bernard. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
This offense bent the defense in their long drive downfield, but once they got within sight of the goal line, the defense went to don't break mode and is stiffened.
And Lambeau will put this one through, and that'll make this a 7-point game. But from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown, as his guys are in for 6. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game.
One of the most exciting plays in football, a kickoff return for a touchdown. And in all the excitement, let's not lose sight of the fact that now the pressure shifts to that snapper, holder, and kicker. This extra point is really important.
A very important extra point there, up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And the Jets set to take the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
toe bashed it.
Super toe. Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Throw left side on target to Thielen. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Leopard! Hey, 4 down.
Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. Try and run. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
You got him! You got him! You got him!
Leopard! Now Darnold. is incomplete here. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
The Jets on third down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 8.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Darnold now to throw. And he'll go out of bounds, it appears, right at the 45. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
Little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down.
3 down.
On 4th down, Darnold. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the offense will get this one back. Boy, that could have been catastrophic at this late stage of the game, but they avoid disaster.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Here's Taylor. Eluding the pressure right. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. I guess you can't be afraid to take those chances late in the game. He tried to fit that one in there. Nice job, though, defensively.
Well, to your point, it was a nice job of knocking the ball away. But you're also right. You can't be afraid to take those chances. That means your guys going downfield to catch the ball, they've got to elevate their game and come down with these in order to keep your offense moving.
And he'll get this one down to about the 27. Now here's a timeout defensively. Defensive timeout called by the Jets as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining. The Ravens on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 7.
Slow.
Here's Taylor. Hit as he throws there, incomplete. How about the call to come with the blitz there in this situation?
And some of those calls happen just because of what they do on offense. So when they send out a number of people in the pattern, sometimes they just make a change on defense, say, okay, we'll come after you instead. And that's exactly what they did.
And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the 4th, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they managed the clock exactly right.
Now the Jet offense about to take over as they head out onto the field. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. And it's a rush to the line right now for the Jets. Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. Tried to go for the big one there on 2nd down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
He's back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Game on the line, season on the line. They're going for it here on 4th down.
Detroit! Detroit!
Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, there in coverage. Boy, going for it at this stage in the second half, back in the shadow of your own goalpost. Explanation, please, Mr. Davis.
I'm not sure I'm going to give you a great one, but here's a thought that I had. I wonder if maybe instead of going for it with your offense and announcing your intentions, that maybe you run out your special teams and fake it. Because even though teams say, hey, we plan for the fake all the time, I know from experience, you look at the situation and say there's no way they're going to fake it here, and they probably had a better chance if they tried it that way.
So they stay alive in the NFL playoffs, move on to the conference championship, and do you think that the printing press is starting to get those T-shirts and hats ready, my friend?
They have to, Brandon. They have to be ready because if you win, you've got to hand those out on the field right away. And just think about the pressure for the players now. Families are going to be talking about tickets to the Super Bowl even before you play the conference championship game.
So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. So long.